Imagine losing everything you've ever worked for. Years of dedication erased in seconds. For Willie Calhoun, the nightmare started when his Division I baseball scholarship was ripped away. Most guys would have hit the batting cages, plotting their comeback. But Willie chose somewhere much more dangerous. A place most people only whisper about. There he stood, inside San Quentin State Prison, home to California's most violent criminals and its infamous death row. The stories were true. It was terrifying. As Willie followed his father down the hall, an apple flew from above and cracked him in the head. The inmates erupted with laughter. After those 8 hours, his life would never be the same. Willie Calhoun grew up in Vallejo, California, a 51-minute drive from San Francisco. As a kid, he played all the popular sports, but his size made it hard to envision a future in any of them. Back in high school, I was probably like 5'5" and 140 pounds. Realizing he couldn't realistically compete in varsity football, he started taking baseball more seriously as a junior. He idolized Barry Bonds and tried to emulate his sweet left-handed swing. Yet at every level, Willie heard the same critiques. Too small, too slow, no power. But his performance at the plate usually silenced the doubters. I've always been the type of guy that wanted to prove people wrong. When other kids were going out to parties and homecoming dances, Willie stayed home, taking swings in the backyard until his hands bled. Across 3 seasons of varsity baseball, he hit .435 with a combined 11 homers. The Tampa Bay Rays selected him in the 17th round of the 2013 MLB draft. But instead, Willie chose to honor his commitment to the University of Arizona. By the following spring, he realized he'd made a horrible mistake. I was probably one of the worst players. In 141 Division I at-bats, Willie hit just .247 with 0 home runs. By December of his sophomore year, he'd lost his athletic scholarship and was academically dismissed from the school. I thought I let everyone down. It made me think that maybe I really do suck. He started believing what the critics told him and considered quitting baseball altogether. Feeling like he was out of options, he went to his father, who worked as a corrections officer at San Quentin. Willie said that back then he was getting ready to fill out job applications, so he figured, why not follow in Dad's footsteps? Maybe a career in law enforcement was his best bet. I'm done with baseball. I just got cut by a college. There's no way I'm going to go play. Where else am I going to play? His father agreed to take him on a tour of the prison, where he spoke with death row inmates and lifelong criminals. There are murderers in there, there are rapists in there, there's child molesters, kidnappers, there's everything you can think of in there. I got to talk to about 10 of them face to face. They're just wired differently in there. Willie and his dad spent a full day touring the maximum security prison from the early morning until the late afternoon. His dad said, I wanted him to see the uglier side of life and what that had to offer. I wanted him to hear what they'd do for another chance. I wanted him to keep pushing. You can always get a job, but I didn't want him to give up on his dream. From behind bars, a convicted killer urged Willie to always do the right thing. Another told him to hug his parents and never come back there. Willie called it the most eye-opening experience of his life. From that day on, I said, alright, I need to work as hard as I can to try to get drafted and make it to the big leagues. Over winter break, his friend Chandler called him, trying to convince Willie to transfer to Yavapai College, a public community college an hour outside of Phoenix. I would have been done if Chandler hadn't called me. Willie rejected his friend about 3 times before he finally gave in. Just 3 days before the spring semester started, he swallowed his pride and transferred to Yavapai College. My life flipped upside down within that whole winter break. Until then, I thought my baseball stuff was done for good. That spring, he put together one of the most dominant seasons in JUCO baseball history, leading the nation with 31 homers in 63 games. His home run total equaled only that of Bryce Harper's incredible run at the College of Southern Nevada. Teams would come to the field like, who's that guy that has all the homers? Wait, that little guy? There's no way. Later that summer, the Dodgers picked Willie in the 4th round of the MLB draft. He ripped through 3 levels of the minors that same year and made his big league debut not long after. Today, he's an 8-year big league veteran and one of the shortest players in professional baseball. For him, it's a badge of honor. I hear stuff that I supposedly can't do, and inside my head I'm laughing. I want to prove people shouldn't look over me. And that's exactly what Willie Calhoun has done. And if it weren't for that trip to prison, he wouldn't be where he is today.